Hi, RU students. In this video in the series Realtor University LibTips, a series where we present common student research scenarios and provide quick and easy solutions, I'm going to talk about keyboard shortcuts. I'll show you shortcuts for use in a word processing program like Microsoft Word, and some shortcuts that are especially valuable when browsing websites. Please note that some of these shortcuts can be used on Windows computers only. Whenever possible, though, I'll give you instructions for Mac computers too. So let's get started. I have opened a Word document, so I'm going to start with keyboard shortcuts in a Word document. The first shortcut I want to show you is how to incorporate a registered symbol. I'm working on a field guide here. We have these in the library, and in the heading above this image, I want to call this compensation structures for realtors. So realtors should be in all caps. So the keyboard shortcut for that is Alt 0174, and that'll automatically include a registered symbol right next to realtors. Now, of course, you can go up to the top of Microsoft Word and insert a symbol, but it's so much easier to use this keyboard shortcut. Unfortunately for Mac users, there is no keyboard shortcut for this. You have to open up the symbols window and insert it there, or copy and paste it if you can find the registered symbol somewhere else on the page. The next keyboard shortcut I want to show you is copy. So if I want to move this image and this citation to this description section of my field guide, I'm going to highlight the content I want to move, and I'm going to use Control-C, and that's going to copy that image and citation. And I can go up in my document where I want to put this and use Control-V to paste. Now, if I'm not really sure if I like it there, I can use Control-Z to undo that change. And then I can also use Control-Y to redo the undo. I think I like it in its own section, so I'm going to leave it how I had it originally. So I'm going to use Control-Z to undo that change. One quick note here, if I wanted to cut this content, I would make sure it's highlighted and then use Control-X for a Windows computer or Command-X on a Mac. If I like the way my document looks, I use Control-S to save the document. That's something that you can use constantly. Another thing that's very useful is Control-A. This copies everything in the document. From here, I can use Control-C to copy all this content and move it into another Word document, and use Control-V to paste it there. But Control-A selects everything on a particular web page or document. So that's what I want to show you in a word processing program like Microsoft Word. Let's now move to a website. Okay, I have the realtor.org website open right now to our field guides page. One thing I use constantly is the find shortcut. If on this long list of field guides here, I want to see what my Field Guide to Compensation Plans guide that I was just working on, I want to see what that looks like on the live website, I don't have to scroll through this long list. I can use Control-F, which will pull up a little window here, and I can just type compensation, and it'll find the title of this guide on this website. So I can find right here, compensation plans for real estate agents. So Control-F is one that you're going to use constantly. If you run a search in Google and need to find the keyword you searched for on the actual website, when you get to it, just use Control-F and search for your word. You'll use it all the time. Okay, so now that I'm on this page, one thing I want to note is if you use Control plus scrolling your mouse wheel, that is going to change the zoom level of the website or document that you're looking at. So I use that quite a bit. One thing to note is on a Mac, you're going to want to use Command and the plus sign, or Command and the minus sign that's in Chrome, and that'll help you change the zoom level there. Another shortcut that is very useful is highlighting the address bar to change websites really quickly. And you do that just by pressing the F6 key on your keyboard. So I just hit F6 and you'll notice that the URL is highlighted and I can just easily change websites here. So maybe I'd like to check out articles on the Realtor Magazine site that I can add to this field guide. So I can go to realtormag.realtor.org. One other really neat shortcut that I want to mention is if you really want to quickly get to your desktop, all you have to do is hit the Windows key and D, and that'll show your desktop. On a Mac, hit F11 and that'll do the same thing. That's my list of keyboard shortcuts that I use constantly in my everyday work. So I hope you found those valuable and you learned a couple new ones today. If you have questions or have future LibTip ideas for us, contact the Realtor University Library, give us a call, send us an email. We are always open to hearing your suggestions.